Hi there folks, welcome to another Fixrovia Q&A. The question which we were asked was, how can I get my customers to actually want to talk to my salespeople? What you want to be doing is moving away from a situation whereby your customers are associating your salespeople with the pitch. Okay, so you're moving away from the product and towards the problem. So what we tend to recommend with people is that you use a technique which we call education-based selling, whereby you sit down, you become acquainted with the problem or issue that exists in your customer's life if your product or service is then the answer. You look at the opportunities that they've got, you look at the threats that they face, and then what you do is you create what we call a bigger picture story, where you say to your customer, right, we're going to give you 5 key things that will help you become brilliant at what it is you're doing. We're going to show you 7 key things that you need to avoid. What you're doing is you're repositioning yourself in their brains from being just another product or service vendor to being a mentor and an ally. The reason being is if you want your customers to want to listen to what you've got to say, it's because what you've got to say is about them. Everyone's favourite topic is themselves and their problems and their issues. So the more that you can position it so that when you say, right, I'm going to tell you what it is that you need to avoid the pain elements in your life, and you list them, and we're going to show you how you can maximise the opportunities that you've got, and you list those as well, then suddenly that's a conversation that people are going to want to have. There's a few guides on the site which we think are going to help you. We've got an education-based selling guide which shows you exactly how to have those sorts of conversations. So it shows you how to set up that opportunity where you say, okay, let me have a chat with you and this is what you're going to learn. Okay, there's a lot of value, there's a lot of education in here, a lot of advice and techniques which we're going to share with you, and that's basically how you pitch it. There's also another guide on our site called Bigger Picture Marketing. And what that does is that actually takes you step by step through a process which will allow you to examine your customer's position and come up with the answers. Basically what you do is you do the research that your customer would do if they had the time or the effort. Okay. There's also, you can do things like customer focus groups. And again, what you're then doing is you're talking to a small select group of almost tame clients or enthusiastic customers. You're finding out how they're perceiving the problems, the sorts of problems, the sorts of challenges that they've got. And then that way, when you're talking to your customers, the rest of them, you're phrasing your offer, if you like, in a way that's going to resonate with them, in a way that's actually going to make a little bit more sense. There's also a persuasion and sales copywriting template guide, which you'll find on the site. And what that does is that actually gives you a 5-step template for having the conversation, which will actually allow you to then have the bigger picture conversation. It talks about the pain they've got. It talks about the things that they've tried that haven't worked. It paints a brilliant picture about what they could achieve if they had your solution. It tells you why they're different. And then it gives them a call to action, where the call to action is for them to come in and have a chat with you. Now obviously it depends on the sort of business that you're in. So if you're in like a B2B and it's appointments, that's a perfect way of opening up a conversation with them where you say, right, we're going to come in, we're going to give you, like, say, a 20-minute briefing where we're going to radically change your understanding of, kind of the problem that you've got. We're going to give you some key techniques. We're going to share with you some vital industry trends that you need to be aware of, and that's the way that you then pitch it. So in terms of how do I get my customers who actually want to talk to my salespeople, you tell them something which is of value to them. You create the jam, which then allows you to feed them the slightly bitter sales pitch as well. Hope that answers your question. Like I say, if you have a look down below, the guides which we've been talking about are referenced, and we look forward to seeing you on fixrovia.com. Very best of luck.